Nobody is going to come to make your life interesting. It is always you. Now, here's the thing that we in today's industry or self improvement industry, in which we are listening podcasts, YouTube channel, reading more books, self help books, growing, journaling, and everything. So, what this thing is doing is that self improvement industry, that it is basically setting us up for a more structured person, or more the person who is following strict routines, or having strict routines, strict boundaries, strict this and that, does not have time for himself, or doing what he wants to do, genuinely wants to do, but doing what only his routine permits him to do. And what this thing or what this mindset is going to make people is that they will be robotic. This person will be perfect in idealized society, or in today's trending world, that this person will be perfect in every sense and in every form. But in general, when we meet this person or maybe talk with this person, there will always be some emptiness or hollowness in that person, that then we always will think that there is something missing variable in this kind of robotic person, that he is performing his life like a robotic task or something, that he has to do this and he has to do that, and always rushing this. And uh, that is the gist of this thing, is that at the end of the day, this structured person, which is perfect in every way and every sense for this today's world, is in its inside is empty and hollow, and is not living his life in the way he wants to, or genuinely enjoying his life, because he always want to be in the routine, or in a time frame, or in a certain boundaries he has set for himself. So what I want to tell you is that in general, there are two types of men. For one is the person who knows what they are building, therefore uses system as the leverage. And the second person is that a person who does not know what they are building or what they want to build, and therefore uses system as something guiding, or something knowledge gaining, or a substitute type of thing. So most men camp under the second category, that is the person who does not know what they are building. And what this self improvement industry is selling us, that only works for the people who know what they are building, not the ones who does not know what they are building. And for the person to figure out that what he really wants to build, and what is the mission of his life, or what is the goal of his life, he has to go out there, put himself out there, to know what his heart really wants to do in life. If that person wants to help something, or build an NGO, or has some different interest, he'll not know that following a structured routine he has set himself for, because he thought that this routine is only going to make this routine is only created for him, and is going to make him something, or is going to gain him something. But without exploring, or without going out of the way and taking more challenges and more opportunities, this person won't know that what he really wants to build. And without breaking this structure robotic pattern of the routines or discipline, he will never know what he truly wants to build. So what I want to say is that a person who has something beautiful will know how to appreciate the beauty, or thinks differently of the beauty than anyone else. A person who has built something from the scratch, or has built some company from the scratch, will think differently of building something, or think differently about potential, what he can do, or is believes in himself. A person who has taken some real financial risk will think differently of the money than anyone else, or all of us, because they had taken the risk and did something different, or went out of the way and did something different, and that gave them experience, and that experience over the years turned into the solid personality, and built that hardware of themselves. And this hardware of themselves is going to make their life interesting, They're whatever they are doing, or whatever they will do, is compelling enough for everyone to hold them interesting, or compelling enough for their personality to be magnetic. Or we generally as a human run towards this kind of people and find these people interesting, who has some experience to share to us, because they did what they wanted to do. They did what they genuinely wanted to do, and not the person who led all his 50 years of life under structure, routine, discipline, and doing only that thing that he thought was only things for him, not going out of the way and discovering something different for him, that okay, maybe that different, that this thing was also what I liked at the age of 50. Because that person never gave himself the chance to do something differently, because he thought that his routine is the guideline, and that guideline which was laid by someone else is the only thing he has to follow. So what kind of person you want to be, let me know.